You walk down a quiet hallway at night and suddenly turn your head, convinced someone is standing right behind you. Your heart quickens. The back of your neck prickles with cold goosebumps. But when you look around, the corridor is completely empty, and not a single soul is nearby. Why does your mind invent a phantom observer when you are totally alone? Think about how often this happens in your daily life. You are sitting alone in your room scrolling through your phone, or maybe stepping out of the shower, when an unsettling sensation creeps up your spine. It feels precise. It feels focused. It feels like a pair of eyes staring directly at the back of your head. You pause, hold your breath, and scan every dark corner of the room. Nothing. No shadow, no movement, no intruder. Yet every instinct in your body insists that you are not alone. Is your mind playing tricks on you, or is something deeper at play? The answer isn't a ghost, and it isn't an overactive imagination. It is an ancient survival program hardwired directly into your brain's visual processor. To understand why this happens, you have to look back across hundreds of thousands of years of human evolution. Long before paved roads, modern houses, and bright streetlights, your ancestors lived in an environment dominated by stealthy predators. A rustle in the tall grass could mean a harmless breeze, or it could mean a hungry big cat silently tracking your every move. In this ancient environment, making a cognitive error carried vastly unequal stakes. Evolutionary psychologists refer to this as asymmetric error costs. Consider the two choices your ancestor faced when hearing a faint sound in the dark. Option 1: assume a predator is watching when nothing is actually there. The result? A quick spike of adrenaline, a glance over the shoulder, and a moment of temporary paranoia. You live to see another day. Option 2: assume nothing is watching when a hungry predator is actually crouched in the bushes. The result? You become dinner, and your genes are permanently wiped out from the evolutionary pool. Because the cost of failing to spot a real threat was death, while the cost of imagining a fake threat was harmless, natural selection aggressively favored the paranoid. Humans who survived were the ones whose brains over-detected presence. Your ancestors survived precisely because they were jumpy, hyper-vigilant, and prone to false alarms. You are the direct descendant of the most paranoid primates on the planet. Neurologists call this underlying survival mechanism the hyperactive agency detection device, or HADD. Coined by cognitive scientist Justin L. Barrett, this theory explains that the human brain evolved to attribute intention and agency to random patterns in the environment. When a tree branch scrapes against a window, your brain doesn't naturally analyze the physics of wind velocity first. Instead, it immediately asks a simple, urgent question: who did that? This instinct extends directly to your eyes. Your brain contains a specialized neural network dedicated entirely to gaze detection and tracking where other living creatures are looking. Dr. Colin Clifford, a psychologist at the University of Sydney, conducted landmark experiments on how human perception interprets gaze under uncertainty. His research demonstrated that when the brain receives ambiguous or incomplete visual information, such as dim lighting, blurry shadows, or motion in your peripheral vision, it defaults to a specific assumption: nearby eyes are staring directly at you. Your visual system does not wait for complete evidence before issuing an alert. It operates on a better safe than sorry algorithm. If lighting conditions drop or visual input becomes unclear, your brain automatically fills in the missing data by simulating a direct gaze directed right at your body. Here is the counterintuitive twist: feeling watched doesn't mean your brain is glitching or falling apart. It means your internal threat detection network is functioning with absolute perfection. The prickle on your neck is not a sign of weakness, it is a high-tech biological warning system firing off a false positive to keep you safe. In clinical studies, individuals with damage to the visual processing pathways responsible for tracking gaze often lose this sudden prickle of awareness entirely. Without this automatic sensitivity, they become significantly slower to notice real environmental changes or subtle social cues in their surroundings. What feels like an annoying feeling of paranoia is actually a vital evolutionary shield. So why does this ancient system activate when you are completely safe inside a locked house? The reality is that modern human society developed in an evolutionary blink of an eye. For 99% of human history, darkness meant danger. You may live in a modern home equipped with locks and security cameras, but your primitive nervous system still operates on the rules of the ancient wilderness. When you step into a dark room or walk down a quiet street late at night, your brain registers the drop in light as an increase in threat probability. It powers up the hyperactive agency detection device, scans the shadows, and manufactures the physical sensation of an unseen viewer to force you into a state of high alert. Your brain senses a slight shift in contrast, interprets a shadow in your peripheral vision, and instantly constructs the vivid sensation of an unseen observer locked on your position. Tonight, when you turn off the lights and feel that subtle, familiar chill run down your spine, remember that you aren't actually being watched. You are simply experiencing a protective gift passed down from thousands of generations of ancestors who survived because they assumed the dark was looking back.
If you got this far, thank you for being here with me. Don't forget to like and to subscribe for more videos and share this with your friends.
See you in the next one.